You know, there are some stories that just feel like coming home. And Louisa May Alcott's Little Women, it's definitely one of them. Today, we're going to dive deep into this absolute classic and figure out why this story about four sisters has stuck with us for so long.
So, picture this, four sisters, living their lives while the American Civil War rages on outside their door. It sounds like a pretty straightforward story, right? A simple family drama? But there's so much more to it. Its appeal is anything but simple. So, what is it? What's the secret sauce that makes this book so powerful, even today?
All right, let's do it. Let's step right into the world of the March family. We're going to get to know the sisters, follow them through their ups and downs, and really unpack the themes that honestly feel just as real and relevant now as they did way back in the 1860s.
Okay, so first things first. To get Little Women, you have to get the March sisters. I mean, they're the absolute heart of the whole story. Each one is so different, and through them, we get to see this messy, beautiful thing we call growing up from four totally unique perspectives.
So here they are. First up, you've got Meg. She's the oldest, the responsible one, and what she wants most is a happy, loving family of her own. Then you have Jo. Jo. She's the fiery, ambitious one, dead set on becoming a famous writer. Next is sweet Beth, the gentle heart of the family. And rounding it out is Amy, the youngest, the artist, who dreams of being a sophisticated lady. I mean, look at them. Four completely different people with four totally different dreams, all under one roof.
Now, the first half of the book, it's really all about that tricky, complicated path from being a kid to becoming an adult. And one thing is for sure, it is not a straight line. It's all about making mistakes, learning from your flaws, and building your character through all the challenges life throws at you.
And their mom, Marmee, she's so smart. She gives them this incredible framework to help them on their journey. It's based on this old book, The Pilgrim's Progress. She cleverly turns it into a game, but what it's really about is helping them face their own personal flaws, like jealousy or a bad temper, and guiding them to become the best versions of themselves.
And this right here shows you just how high the stakes can get. On one hand, you have Amy, who, in a moment of pure jealousy, does something just awful. She burns Jo's manuscript, the thing Jo has worked on for so long. It's devastating. But then you see Jo turn around and make this incredible sacrifice. When her family is in crisis, she sells her hair, her one beauty, to get money for them. These are the moments, right? The tough ones, that really show you who they are and who they're becoming.
Okay, so buckle up, because now we're heading into the second half of the book, and things get a lot more serious. The childhood games are over. Now the sisters are dealing with the big stuff, the really tough parts of being a grown-up. Love, heartbreaking loss, and the huge challenge of actually going after what you want in life.
And wow, nothing gets more complex than the famous love story between Jo, Laurie, and Amy. So, Laurie, their childhood friend, he proposes to Jo, and she says no. It's a moment that has broken readers' hearts for generations. But you have to understand Jo's side. She treasures her independence, and she just knows that their fiery personalities would clash. They'd make each other miserable. It's only years later, once everyone has grown up a bit, that Laurie and Amy find each other in Europe and build this different kind of love, one that's a lot calmer and more supportive.
And this is why Jo is such an icon. While her sisters are thinking about marriage and family, Jo's ambition is pushing her somewhere else entirely. She actually moves to New York City, by herself, to become a professional writer. I mean, can you imagine how huge that was for a woman back then? It was so bold, so unconventional. She was absolutely determined to make her own way in the world.
But this journey into adulthood isn't just about love and careers. It's also about deep, deep sorrow. Beth, who was always so fragile after having scarlet fever as a little girl, gets sick again. And this time, it's different. This quote really says it all. She has this quiet, serene acceptance of what's happening, which is just in such stark, heartbreaking contrast to how devastated her family is.
Beth's death it's really the emotional anchor of the whole book. It's an absolutely crushing loss, but it's also the moment that changes everything, especially for Jo. It's a huge turning point for her. It makes her stop and look at her own life, her own ambitions, and it deepens her. It makes her more compassionate. And in the end, it's what inspires her to write her best, most honest work. Beth's memory really becomes the moral compass for everyone.
So after all that, all the change, the joy, the heartbreak, the sisters who are left have to figure out their own paths. They have to decide what success and happiness look like for them personally. And I think this is one of the most beautiful parts of the story.
It shows us there's no single right way to live your life.
And here's where they all land. It's just so perfect. Meg finds her happiness in a simple, loving home with her husband and kids. Amy marries Laurie, and in him, she finds a partner who really champions her art. And then there's Jo. She figures out a way to have it all, but completely on her own terms. She finds a partner who is her intellectual equal, she keeps writing, and she even starts a school. She builds a life that is uniquely hers.
Which brings us all the way back to the question we started with. Why? Why does this book, written so long ago, still feel so important? What's the secret? Why do we keep coming back to it?
Well, I think it all comes down to these big, universal ideas that never get old. I mean, first and foremost, it's about family. That powerful, sometimes crazy, but unbreakable bond. It's about female ambition and what it means to be independent. It's a celebration of love, and not just the romantic kind, but the love between sisters, between friends. And maybe the biggest takeaway is this. It finds beauty and heroism in just normal, everyday life, in being kind, in making sacrifices, and just trying your best to be a good person.
In the end, I think Little Women is still with us because we can't help but see ourselves in these sisters. We see our own flaws, our own dreams, our own heartbreaks, and our own wins. The book it asks us to think about our own lives. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Which sister are you? A Meg? A Jo? A Beth? An Amy? Whose story really speaks to you?